Hey y'all, hey, come catch this vibe. Today I'm going to talk about my search for accommodations and share some tips um, that I learned from the process. It is so hot. It was like 95 degrees today in Maryland. How many degrees was it where you are? It is hot. And no, I am not naked. I have a tube top on. And just sweating. So, bear with me because I'm of a certain age. At any rate, here we go, y'all. So, my most important tip when it comes to searching for accommodations and housing is to really early on consider your budget. Decide whatever your budget is going to be by whatever metric you are going to use to decide what your budget is. Just decide it and use that as your anchor as you move about the process. Um, my budget was pretty much anything less than I was paying in America. I was willing to pay to live in Jamaica. That's just how I decided. So, decide however you're going to decide. Um, and then after you decide your budget, then you want to decide where you want to live, where you want to live in Jamaica. Jamaica has 14 parishes. All of them have a different vibe, different flavor, different frequency. So you have to decide where and how you want to live. If you want to live like an American, you want to live like a Jamaican, you want to live like a hybrid of both. I chose to live like a hybrid of both. More in a more modern sense, this trip, because normally I stay tucked away in the bush in cabins. This time I'm coming more toward the city and having neighbors, and that's something I normally don't have in the cabins and cottages that I've stayed in. So um, now, how did I find my place? I It was a risky proposition, but my granny used to always say, nothing beats a failure but a try. So what I did was I I went the realtor route. Realtor classified, the traditional search for a house type of way. However, competition is very stiff and realtors are very slow. So if you don't get in fast, which I don't even know how you get in fast, by the time you finally find a realtor that's available, like the places are gone. Like it's it's a dog eat dog world when you're trying to find you some places to live in certain parts of Jamaica, especially when you're looking for houses. And I was specifically looking for a house. I wanted a house with a yard. So houses with yards are like premium. There are tons of apartments, townhouses, but to like a freestanding house was, man. Anyway, so after I went through the realtor process, went through the realtor email, back and forth, classify, and I just got tired of that because I wasn't moving anywhere fast enough, or slow enough for that matter. I just wasn't moving nowhere. I got one realtor who I ended up sending all my information to, and then it took her 2 weeks to finally get back to me after she got all of the information. I had already found some place to stay. That's just really how slow the process was. So what I did was took a strategic approach, and I know that a big marketplace of available housing is Airbnb. No, Airbnb is not a apartment classified. No, you should not go on Airbnb searching for apartments, okay? You should not. Houses, no, you should not. For long-term rentals, maybe you should not do that. However, I did it. I went on to Airbnb and I chose 3 houses that I liked. And I knew that out of three people, the odds were for me that somebody would be interested in my proposition. And I pretty much just asked them if I would commit to stay at their place a month and would they be interested in leasing it to me for long term. And if you know anything about Airbnbs, you know they aren't profitable if they're empty. So to have a guaranteed tenant in your place for 6 months, um, it's a good thing. So I knew somebody would be interested. So out of the three places I found, one opened their thing and you know, did not respond. And then two of them were interested. Out of the two that were interested, I chose the one of those that I liked best. And it just so happened that the daughter of the owner, she deals with the logistics, and she happened to be here. We met the next day, had lunch, had a good old time, realized that we knew common people, and things have been great ever since. So, that's my experience. And I am looking forward to 20, however many days I am away from going to the yard and starting my Jamaican adventure. So, um, now, if you do anything, you should remain adaptable while prioritizing your negotiables. That's going to be my first tip. I think you should remain adaptable while prioritizing your negotiables. Um, I had negotiables. However, I was adaptable because, at the last minute, things can change. Prices can go up, prices can go down. Maybe you can move in today, maybe you can, maybe you can only stay 3 months, maybe you can stay you just never know. So you just remain adaptable while prioritizing your non-negotiables. Now, my non-negotiables were mine. I needed a yacht, I needed safety, I needed laundry. I wanted to have a dope view of either a mountainscape or some water. Um, I wanted to be within 45 minutes of an airport because, again, the commute is important for me when traveling back and forth. I needed my place to be furnished and comfortable enough that I would want to stay there and be there because I'll be working from home. So if I need to be there and live there and work there, it needs to be a place that I will enjoy for many hours. So those were my non-negotiables. So definitely remain adaptable though. Um, Pack your patience because in Jamaica everything is on island time, and when I say island time, it just means slow. Like island time is slower than CP time, so there's that. Get creative if you need to get creative. Have a plan B and a plan C, and if possible, visit before you commit to assess the neighborhood and the property. Luckily, I knew people that knew people, and I was just given the green light to this is a great place to stay. It matches the pictures, the energy is what it is. It's just, this is the place for you, you are the place for them. Everything works itself out. And the most important thing, not the most important thing, well, it's another important thing, is networking. Like leverage these online social medias and they have tons of expat groups for wherever you want to live. Use them to your advantage. There are people in there that can help you with housing. Some of them have Airbnbs themselves. Some are moving out of places. Some are trying to sublet. Some are looking for roommates. Some just know where to point you to. So just really network. Use these groups to your advantage. And last but not least, research extensively. Just like whatever research means to you, do that and do lots of it. I suggest getting boots on the ground. Anytime you can go for the low, even if it's for a weekend, even if it's for a few days, get there, because the more times you go, the more times you meet different people than you met the time before. And, you build relationships, because if you're going to me, if you're going to do something like moving abroad, the more relationships you've built in advance, the better your experience will be. Knowing people prior to the move is pretty crucial. Um, and then research different regions and different neighborhoods, like within the region. Use AI now. Like, AI is a wealth of information. Like, let artificial intelligence make you intelligent. Like, literally, use it. Each nook has its own vibe, their own amenities, their own safety concerns. Like, factor in proximity to the town if you're not going to live in town. Access to public transportation, like specifically route taxis. Like, how far do you have to walk to catch a route taxi? Um, how frequent are the route taxis on the route that you're moving on? Um, are there buses near where where you're going to stay? The availability of resources is a big one in Jamaica. Is there current? Is there water available? Like, do you have to get get your water from a truck? Is it going to come from the city? Like, how are you going to get your water? Like, that's a concern. Um, and just make a list. Make a list of all the things that you can even think about, and then just check off what's relevant to you, and do your research, and research your research. And that's all I have. So yeah, like, subscribe, so you can be notified. I'll see y'all on the next video.